What's good, y'all? Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. It's Turbo King back with another video. And today, as y'all can see by the title, I'm gonna be talking about nonchalant people. I'm one of the nonchalant people, and a lot of people don't know why they're nonchalant. You know, they don't know what's going on with them. They really believe that it's normal to be nonchalant and stuff like that. Uh, Especially in today's time, like being nonchalant is kind of like a fad, a trend. You know, people want to act like they're nonchalant. They want to make it seem like that's their personality. Um, it's just like a trend. You know, it's something to do, something to be, I guess you could say. But there's a reason. There's a deeper reason, a deeper meaning behind whenever you see somebody that's nonchalant. Um, and I'm talking to me as well. But to anybody that's nonchalant, I want you to know that you're not nonchalant. You're just broken. I want you to understand that. Being nonchalant is just not just like a. Um, I personally believe, like, I'm not a psychologist or whatever the case is, but me, I personally believe that it's kind of like a disorder, a personality disorder. You know, just speaking for myself, um, I really didn't like showing my emotion. I didn't like showing any emotion. Even sometimes till today, I don't like showing emotion. I don't like um, just being loving and stuff like that. I remember it was a certain point in time where I really couldn't even show love and comfort to my own child, my own son. And it wasn't because I didn't want to. It's because I didn't know how to. I didn't have the skill set, the tools. You know what I'm saying, to do it. It's a lot of people that's probably going through the same thing. They don't know how to show emotion. They don't. Um, they're just the same way all the time. You know, if they're happy, they might have a straight face. If they're sad, they might have a straight face. They always act the same pretty much. And a lot of times when you're broken, when you're nonchalant, one of the easiest emotions to display is anger. Um, Especially with me, like it was way much easier to express my anger than to express my happiness. To express if I was sad or whatever the case is. Anger was the most easiest to express, and I know that this is a lot of people right now, especially in today's society, where really it stems from childhood. You know, a lot of this stuff. You know, regardless of what age you are, you could be 70 years old, you could be 30, you could be 20. Your childhood is the most important thing because you can never get rid of your childhood. You can never. That basically shapes who you are today, and it's going to shape who you are for the rest of your life. Those small periods of your life is going to shape who you are for the rest of your entire life. It don't matter if you're 90 years old. You still have that inner child inside of you. You know, this is why you still like to do things, or you still arrested development. You know, you might, some people may act like they're something traumatic may happen to them at a certain point of a time, a certain age, and their emotions, their it's something, their mindset got basically arrested from them, got taken away from them. So they stopped growing pretty much. They stopped growing at a certain age. Like there might have been a traumatic situation where there was 12, and they may could be 45 years old right now, but in their mind they're still 12 years old. They're still 12 years old. This is why people people can be 35, 45, and they still act like a kid. They still act like a child. They still have no understanding. It's because something had to happen to them. It was arrested development. They couldn't grow like a normal person should be able to grow because something happened. You know, and it's sad and unfortunate, but especially when you're nonchalant, when you're a person that can't show emotions, you have to understand where does this come from. Um, and a lot of people may believe that I got counseling, therapy. I feel like I'm my own therapist. I feel like I'm a therapist at heart. I love to help people. I love You know, my brain just works differently, so I'm able to. It's like I'm able to understand these things on my own. So I understood. It's like It's almost like I took my own self through therapy. You know, especially just like just time alone, just working on myself. But you have to understand where these things come from. Even if you're not nonchalant, this can go for a regular average person. Even if you're not nonchalant, you have to understand the traumas, the things that took place in your life. At what point in time did that happen? How did it affect you? And how can you overcome it? And you can overcome it. And trust me, like, if you're a person that's nonchalant, if you're a person that acts a certain way, that's not who you really are. That's really not who you really are. Like, I can speak for myself. I was angry. I was very angry, very, very, very angry, enraged. Sometimes, well, like I can see red almost, you know. And for a while, I thought that's who I really was, but that's not who I really am. I'm really loving and caring, and I'm a kind-hearted individual. So the devil works in mysterious ways. The devil is tricky, bro. The devil is tricky because he can use things that you might not even have control over. You could be a kid, you know, it could be some traumatic situations, but the devil can use that. Say if somebody did something to you or whatever the case is, the devil can use that situation and almost kind of like make you guilty for it. You know, whether it be, you know, it could have been, I don't know, maybe something that happened with your parents, or, you know, something, maybe your sibling, maybe your sibling died, whatever the case is. It doesn't matter. It don't know. But something traumatic, regardless of what it is. The devil can use that as a door, as an open door to allow you to do things to other people. This is why people who have been SA'd, they end up SAing other people, you know. And it's a sad situation, but the devil is tricky, bro. The devil does not play fair. It's a sad situation, sad circumstance, but we have to understand that whatever person that we is, especially if it's negative, if it's affecting us negatively, and a lot of times we don't see it as a negative thing, you know. I kind of view it as, you don't look at yourself majority of the time, you know, like, you can't really see yourself. You can see your eyes, your viewpoint is not looking at you, it's looking at other people. So you can't see how you're acting. You can't see what you're doing. You can't see the other people's perspective, because you're inside of your own body. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's difficult. Well, a lot of times it's sometimes very difficult to understand and see things from a third person point of view, or you know, just a mirror reflection of yourself. But a lot of times you have to sit back and say, okay, what am I doing? How am I acting? How do I act? Know yourself. Especially in now, like, everybody has a generic personality. Nobody is individuals anymore. There's no originality anymore, you know. But a lot of times you have to sit down and really, like, deep dive into your own self. Like, things that you like, sports, it could be, if you're a woman, you might like makeup, anything that you're interested in, become interested in your own self. You know, sit by yourself, go to the park, meditate, think about who you are as an individual. Okay, this is what I do good, this is what I do wrong, this is my personality. Okay, why is my personality like this? Start to deep dive into your own self, and you'll start to see things unravel and things unpack. Okay, this is why this is happening, this is why this happened, this is why I act like this. You know, it's a reason for everything. Everything in this world, there's a reason for it. There's a reason why you act like that. There's a reason why you get mad. There's a reason why you're nonchalant. You may think, oh, this is just who I am, but no, it's not. I'm telling you, and I'm telling you that because I know for a fact that wasn't who I was. I'm still like that now. It's kind of like my personality. It's gonna be hard to break it. It probably, I ain't gonna say it's impossible, because nothing is impossible. But it's gonna be very difficult to break that, because it's so embedded into you, especially because of your childhood. That's why I say a lot of things in your childhood is very important. It plays a huge key factor. You know, you never get rid of your childhood. You never get rid of your childlike mindset. You know, that's why I think that when you remember things as a child, especially good things, it brings forth so much happiness and peace. Especially like when you remember you used to play games as a child. When you play games, you might could play that same game as an adult. You may be 50 or 60, but you play that same game, and it brings the same feeling back to you because everything that happens in the childhood, you never gonna forget it. You know. So, man, I would just say, just deep dive into yourself. You know, if you need to go to therapy, if you need counseling, definitely do that. You know, but you know, because everybody don't have the same mentality, the same wherewithal and mindset to be able to deep dive and reflect within their own self. A lot of people need help, so there's nothing wrong with going to therapy or counseling. But just understand that a lot of the things that took place in your life is not your fault, and that's not who you are. Do not let the things that happen out of your control dictate who you are today. I would say that, you know. So, and I would say this message, this video is not just for nonchalant people. You know, it could be an average regular person. You know, but I'm speaking of nonchalant people because I was nonchalant. You know, I was very angry. I was very hurt. I felt alone. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things, especially my anger, I realized I felt like my anger was a source of protection for me. You know, I felt like I had to be angry sometimes because my anger protected me. My anger stopped people from messing with me, from overstepping boundaries, for doing things that, you know, I felt like that was a protection agency for me. My anger, you know, people better not mess with me because I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna snap. You know, I take it too far. You know what I'm saying? And I had to realize that I'm not really that person. You know, that's not really who I am to be angry and stuff like that. It's only based through trauma and through circumstances. But that's not who I really am. Like I said, I'm really a kind person. You know, sometimes I be giving people my last, and sometimes I don't think I should be doing that, but you know, I'll give you anything. If I can give it to you, I'll give it to you, you know. But like I said, man, I hope this video helps y'all. I just want everybody to become the best version of themselves and realize that who you are is not the best version of you. You know, if you haven't went on this journey yet to becoming the best version of yourself, realize that who you are today, that's not who you really are. That's not the best version of yourself, you know. And you have to do some deep diving, some deep thinking. And you have to get some wisdom from God, some knowledge, some understanding. Pray to God, talk to God. God has definitely helped me unpack and unravel things. There's a lot of times where I was sitting back. I remember I used to be at work, and I used to work by myself. And I used to just be talking to God. I don't care who was looking at me. I don't care if somebody seen me, but I would just be talking to God, just remembering things from my past mistakes, everything, you know. And it was like just memories just flashed in my head as I'm talking to God, and it was like it was clear that God was helping me through just helping me recover, you know. God was helping me through this situation, you know, because I was talking to Him. I was praying. I was trying to be better. He saw me trying to become the best version of myself, or a better version of myself, I should say. But God was definitely gonna help you, bro. Like, God is real. A lot of people, especially my generation, I don't know if we believe in God or what, but there's not really no focus on Him, you know. But just talk to Him. Just talk to Him, and He'll reveal Himself to you, you know. Just have the open heart for it, you know. And like I said, man, I'm coming towards the end of this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I love y'all. I hope y'all is doing well. I just want to see everybody strive. I don't know. I want to see everybody become the best version of themselves, you know. And I'm here to help, man. I'm here to help. If y'all have any questions, anything, I think I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live one of these days, and I'm gonna just give out advice with the wisdom God has given me. I'm gonna just give out advice. It could be about anything, but I just like to help people, you know. So, like I said, I hope this video helps. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Keem2times. Follow me on TikTok, Keem2times. And I hope y'all having a blessed day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. But I love y'all again, and I'm out. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.